Housing's a cornerstone for life, really.
What we do is to help and to navigate people through the housing system.
If it hadn't have been for GCIL, I don't know where we'd be.
On my way to see one of my clients, Louise. We've managed to recently rehouse her, so quite excited.
I met with her in hospital. She was due to be discharged to her house. It was totally unsuitable.
I work as a system analyst. I love my job, absolutely love my job. I had a spinal injury which completely changed my life. Because of the stairs that were in the property, I was stuck in the house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like a prison.
Louise was working full time, so she was in a catch-22. Solving the housing situation was really solving employment problems.
I was very lucky in that Lisa from GCIL actually came out to visit me. You know, she filled in all the application forms for all the housing associations in Glasgow. Lisa knew a lot of the ins and outs to help me out through that process. And I genuinely believe if it weren't for GCIL, I'd still be stuck in the house.
It's quite frustrating that the amount of clients we have on our books, there's not enough accessible housing. There's such a shortage of particularly wheelchair accessible properties in Glasgow.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm very well. Where I used to live, because of the way the bathroom was placed, it had an unnaturally small door. It wouldn't fit my Zimmer frame through. I couldn't get into the bathroom for just over 15 months. So the first thing I did when I actually moved in was to get a shower, which was a massive difference. We need to do something about these walls.
It's cosmetic, that's fine.
Definitely
that's fine.
Cosmetic.
So it's all wide enough?
Yeah, the turning circles are brilliant. What's nice is that I can come in, make a cup of tea on my own without having to have people doing it for me. I can get stuff out of the fridge myself. It's just given me a whole Lisa life, independence, just
definitely.
giving my life back.
That's great, it's terrific.
There's not enough rights out there for people with disabilities. They're ignored. Yes, I'm stuck in this chair, but I am still me. Someone just saying, you've got a house where you can live your life. It was a dream come true.
My name's Karen Ann Doherty. I'm an employment and housing advisor with Glasgow Centre for Inclusive Living.
Hi, Karen.
My name's Lisa Innes. I'm one of the housing advisors at GCIL.
Glasgow Centre for Inclusive Living, it's an organisation run by and for disabled people. Disabled people are often the recipients of services rather than the providers of services. You know, disabled people are just as capable of getting into employment as anybody else. The housing service that GCIL runs provides an information, advice and advocacy service to disabled people. If you're looking for an accessible house, like a wheelchair accessible house, where do you start? In Glasgow, there are currently more than 60 social housing providers, and that can be quite a daunting thing for people to kind of try and deal with.
There's no one form covers all providers or housing associations. It's applying to each. They have different ways of applying.
My home is independence, being able to run my own life without someone looking over my shoulder or telling me what to do.
When I first met Linda, she was in an older people's care home. It was the only place that was available when she was discharged from hospital.
I had a brain injury following a surgical operation. Then I was put in an elderly care home. I was 55.
Linda came to us on a stretcher from the hospital. As a nurse, I supported her with her insulins, with her feeds.
When I was recovering and I began to feel a bit normal again, I thought, what on earth am I doing in here?
When she had her rehab and she had her physio, I knew that she does not belong in a nursing home anymore, but there was nowhere for Linda to go where she can get adapted house.
The care home's wonderful for what it does, but not for people of my age or younger.
You know, her life is restricted within a room. It's just not pleasant.
Karen Ann, my caseworker from GCIL, she was excellent.
I assisted her to complete around approximately 10 housing application forms.
Hi, come on. In you come. Hiya, Zane. You're getting a hello this time.
Wow,
Massive.
that's absolutely huge.
And I've got the sink and the cooker with access underneath.
Oh, good.
Because I can't stand, so I need the purchase stool to
Right,
do
so you
dishes
get
and
to
to
sit
cook.
down and stuff, yeah.
So it's ideal.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you've got loads of space.
Oh,
then.
it's great. I think because it is run by disabled people themselves, they understand what your needs are and appreciate what they need to do to find you the appropriate housing.
And you're getting out and stuff as well?
Yeah, I've actually been on the bus.
Uh-huh. Oh, what was that like?
Oh, it's great because I've got a bus pass. So it's made me much more mobile probably than I was. No, I push myself in the care home, but I've got to go up and do things. I've got to cook, I've got to tidy. So it's really, I think it's really helped me no end with my mobility.
So do you think any sort of plans for the future? Or?
I can't imagine not doing anything because I've always worked.
Right.
I think the difference that GCIL has made with helping me get this house is that I'm not stuck in a care home. I've got my life back. I'm looking after my grandchildren. I'm actually thinking of doing some voluntary work, and it's just wonderful to be a normal person.
We have a huge client list that we're working with. They've an equal right to anyone else applying for housing, and the frustration is there's not enough accessible housing for the demand.
And I think that more accessible properties need to be built by not just social landlords, but also by private developers as well.
So it is all about informing the Scottish Government, look, you are building more houses, you've got to increase the amount of accessible housing you have.
And I think that policymakers need to make changes that's going to enable that to happen.
If GCIL hadn't been there, I'd be cracked up. I was cracking up.
We helped Dermot access sheltered accommodation.
It was the finest thing that ever happened to me.
We also worked with the Housing Association and enabled an adapted bathroom to be put into Dermot's house.
Hi Dermot, how are you?
Fine, thank you. Come in.
Okay Dermot, have a look at the bathroom there.
Yes.
See what's been done. Oh wow.
To put a shower in.
Kind of wet floor.
A wet floor,
shower,
yes.
so
Shower, everything,
yeah,
yes.
we're glad it got done.
Oh,
done
yes,
quickly
so
for
am I
you.
glad it got done. When I first went to GCIL, the people was very nice. They helped me out and advised me and everything.
So you're not as isolated, you're getting out and
I
about?
can get into town.
Well, that's good stuff. Excellent.
We've produced a publication to go through the simple adaptations, room by room.
We have a system called Home to Fit, which is an accessible housing register, a database for us, and helps us to match people with suitable housing.
The house I used to stay in was okay till I got my disability. Then it was no good to me because there were steps up to it. It was very, very degrading because I couldn't get anywhere, get nowhere like. Before I was depressed all the time. I'm not depressed now at all. The flat is very good. I can get in and out with my scooter, no problem. Now I can go when I want, come when I want, stay in bed when I want, get up when I want. I was at a party last Saturday night, and I'm going out next Saturday out for Catalonia, protested for them. There's not half enough houses ready for people with disabilities. Disabled people have as much right as able people, like. If there was anyone with a disability, what I'd say to them is to go to GCIL. I'd give them the phone number and I'd bring them up personally if I had to, because the staff up there is that nice.
Getting someone rehoused in suitable accommodation makes it all worthwhile.